So now here's our mixing panel. And the nice thing about this is we can essentially just, do kind of a preset, and it could be as simple as that in this case, but I'll show you guys both. So we'll do, just like a preset where it just stays one way, and then we're gonna look at how we can actually do some automated mixing. Right, so, and what I can do right away is, the narrator, I know that I'm a little bit quiet in my recording. So in this mixer, what I can do is just bring it up. So I'll bring it up to, let's say, plus 6 decibels, and that's represented right down here. So plus 6.2. So you can just slide these up or down, right? And in this mode, this is, we're just in a editing mode or read mode. It will just keep that level for the whole track. So this is how we can get some quick presets done. So I'm gonna probably bring everyone up a little bit, a couple, but I'll definitely might even do mine a little bit more, like 8. Just kind of bring everyone up a couple decibels, won't hurt it. Right? And that's just boosting the audio levels, right? Now these ones are all super loud. And so ambience, typically what I like to do is, so again, I'm just with the mouse here, I'm just clicking on these. You click and then you can just drag them up or down so they're interactive. What I like to do is bring these kind of ambience tracks down to about minus 20 decibels to start. So they're nice and like quiet, because they're pretty loud from what we already heard. The thunder I'm going to bring down to about minus 15, and that's typically where you want some of those kind of sound effects to be, but we'll see again how loud it is. And the birds are very, very loud, so we're going to bring them down to minus 30-ish here, okay? And now we'll just give it a listen back, see what it's like. So I'm just going to hit return, play from the start. It was a rainy day as 2 mysterious-looking people walked over to a bench and sat down.
Did you bring the hard drive?
It depends.
I have the payment we discussed. Did you include everything I asked for?
It has all the information you requested.
And then what we can do here is we can actually do these, like what's called inserts. And this is where it gets really fun. So under inserts, we can actually do different EQs, and these are all built in. So what I can do is I can do a little bit of a equalization in these. So if I put that in, the EQ 7 band, I end up getting this EQ section right here. Just gonna zoom in on here. Right, so here what I can do is there's some nice defaults. So there's actually vocals. So I can go to vocal, and I can solidify male vocals. And what it does is just gives a little boost in the low end. So the frequency spectrum from about 20 hertz to 20,000 is what we hear as humans. So it's just the amount of waves that happen per second. So again, those hertz ideas. So 20 hertz to 20,000 being like really high, and then dogs and animals can hear higher than that, right? So that's kind of our human hearing. Our vocals are in this like 1 kilohertz range here, and you can see there's like these dots that are preset. So I can often just help out some of the vocals with a little bit of a up boost, so kind of making it deepen, and this would be the higher area is usually to get rid of any kind of noise. So we'll probably do that for some of the other tracks. So then what I can do is let's listen back to that again. It was a rainy day as 2 mysterious-looking people walked over to a bench and sat down.
Did you bring the hard drive?
See, so that's helping. It just did that solidify tool there. One more thing that I like to add here into the tracks. If I do a new track, I'm going to hit new, right? And then instead of what I like to do is put in what's called a master track. And the master track just lets me see the overall mix as it's playing together, and just to see kind of the levels. So I'm going to go stereo, and instead of audio track, I'm going to call it master fader, right? So master fader, and what that does is it will show me the cumulative total mix output level, And right now I can see kind of what each track is doing. It sounds okay, right? But all I'm doing is just kind of hearing it. And I don't really have a technical view of what it's doing. So I'm going to create this track, right? And you see here, it's right at the end. And I saw some red clipping there, it looked like. So let's just see what, and so what we want to do now is make sure for our audio, essentially, that we're here what's like, mainly in our yellow area here. So we don't want to see it ever going above really, this kind of -10 area. We have and then this is what's called like our headroom, but this is really where it starts to distort and clip. 0 in the digital world is totally distorted and not usable. And this red light's going to show up as well if we get into that realm. So what we really want to do is this kind of -10 to -26, -30. This is kind of our nice zone. It was a rainy day as 2 mysterious-looking people walked over to a bench and sat down.
Did you bring the hard drive?
It depends.
Okay, so I'm gonna just take everything down just a touch now that we looked at it. Just about a couple decibels down. The 2 people exhaled and walked away in opposite directions. Great. Okay, so that's nice. I think we have pretty decent overall levels there. So then the next thing I want to look at is just how we can then make these things automate.